Hey, what's up YouTube? Luso here, Team D Plus Gaming, here to give you my updated hero profile for the April 2014 format. And so this is something that I've been working on, and it's actually testing really well. This is probably one of the most competitive decks I've built at the moment. And so I'm just going to get into the profile and kind of explain things as I go along. First off, 3 Neos Alias and 3 Elemental Hero Bubble Man, just because this is it's a variant of the Bubble Beat type strategy. Neos Alias is your hero, light, 1900 attack, and plus he's a Gemini monster, so he's immune to Fiendish Chain essentially, which is really awesome. You have your triple Bubble Man, special summoned if you have no other cards in hand. If you control no other cards when he's on the field, when he's special summoned, then you get to draw 2, so he helps you dig yourself out of situations. Is easy special summon to go and do some XYZs, depending on what you need. Next up, I'm taking in triple Fire Hand and triple Ice Hand. So, first of all, Fire Hand from Dragons of Legend. When it's destroyed by your opponent's card effect, either by battle or spell and trap, and sent to the graveyard, you get to destroy one of your opponent's monsters, and if you do, you get to special summon an Ice Hand from deck. Ice Hand, when it's destroyed by your opponent's card effect, either battle or card effect, you get to destroy one of their spell and trap, and then if you do, by this you summon Fire Hand. So the two loop back and forth, and they help you fill up your grave and set up for Miracle Fusion plays. Also, with them, this helps you maintain better control of your opponent's field by being able to destroy front and back row, and then your opponent ends up having to try and play around them, so you don't start plussing that way. They've just been a really great addition to the deck. And then rounding out the monsters, I've got a couple of one-ofs. Thunder King, of course, another light monster, prevents your opponent from adding cards to hand. You can play around this better than your opponent can, generally. And it negates an inherent special summon. I'm running one of Sasuke Knight. It's an interesting tech choice. Personally, I've been liking it. What he does is, if he's in your graveyard and you have no cards in your hand, you can special summon him when your opponent declares a direct attack. So it's a special summon out of grave, and it ends the battle phase. So you can still have back row when you activate his effect. So, he can sometimes set you up for an XYZ the following turn, and it just helps you stall for that one extra turn. He's a great discard for Super Poly, and plus he's a warrior, so you can search him off Rhoda. He's also another light monster because I'm running the one of Honest. Just because you are running 5 light monsters, and so it's not really dead in this deck. I don't know, I found Honest still to be useful. 1900 defense is good, plus it's a level 4, so you can go to rank 4s with it if you really need to. And that rounds out the monster count. I think it's 15 monsters. Next, going on to Spell and Trap. Triple E-Call, this is your Rhoda for Elemental Heroes, plus the one of Rhoda for Warriors, so that adds in Sasuke Knight to the mix for what you can search. Next up, Triple Miracle Fusion, because again, you're setting up your graveyard really well with the Ice and Fire Hands looping back and forth to go along with your heroes. And so Miracle Fusion is just you banish fusion materials listed on a fusion monster from grave to special summon the fusion monster from your extra deck. So it's just a 1-card fusion summon. Keeps the deck going. And next up, 2 Super Poly, just because this helps you get around whatever your opponent throws up that you don't have another way to deal with, essentially. Disrupts their plays, Gear and stuff, they trap stun, Super Poly is still alive, plus your opponent can't chain to it. It does require a discard, though. Still good, but 2 is all I've found you really need. Next up, Triple Soul Charge. It's just a good card to play, essentially. Running 3 because there isn't a whole lot of extra draw power, just thinning power of the deck. And then with setting up your grave with Ice and Fire Hands, even if you can't get over your opponent's monster necessarily, you can Soul Charge back a couple of Ice or Fire Hands, and then take and wait for your opponent to have to get around those, and it helps keep their field under control again. So to Soul Charge, what it does is you activate it, you target any number of monsters in grave, or in your graveyard, and then special summon them, and then take pay 1,000 life points per monster summoned. And so if a monster gets DD Crowed, this still goes off, you just pay 1,000 less life points because 1 less was summoned. Next up, Triple MST, just back row hate, generic. Dark Hole, Book of Moon, staples. Next up, Triple Fiendish Chain for effect negation. Double Dimensional Prison, just because people are running, I've seen a lot of people running Beals recently, and that's just one of the best ways to get around it. Same thing with Stardust. These people go into like a Stardust to try and negate the effects of the Ice or Fire hands. And then Stardust can run into a D Prison rather well. Then Compulse, again, XYZs and Synchros are more prominent. This format, Bottomless and Torrential. And that rounds out the main deck at 40 cards. So the next, moving on to the extra deck, I'm running 3 XYZs, Cowboy, Exciton, Arcanite, or Silent Honor, Arc. Cowboy can help you get over things in attack position as you need to. He can essentially tie with a 3000 monster or burn for game. Exciton, I mean, you lose field advantage fairly, or you can lose field or hand advantage with this deck, and so you can go into Exciton and blow up the field. Sorry. And then you have Silent Arc to steal a special summon monster as need be. I mean, these two are really powerful going off of Soul Charge. Since you can't attack anyways, the Exciton's not a big loss at that point. And then the rest of it is generic fusions. One of the Earth, because Madolche is becoming increasingly more popular as Prio gets closer to release, as well as Gear Karakuri or Pure Gia. Next up, Triple Water, because primarily you do this because you're running the Ice hand. Also, Mermails are still very prevalent, as well as Elemental Dragons. So, I mean, all the elements are viable. Double Dark Hero, just because Evil Swarm is starting to crop back up, as well as Beals is another prime target for this, so if people are running zombies and other things. Then 3 Nova Master is the generic Fire. Again, Fire Hands plus Fire Fist is still around. Again, Elemental Dragons. 2 Shining because you're running a fair amount of light monsters in this deck. Plus Exciton is a light monster, and so I mean your opponent can special summon Exciton, and instead of chaining something like a Bottomless to a summon, you can chain Super Poly. They can't respond with Exciton's effect, and then you just go into the Shining with it, and so then they just wasted resources, and you keep your advantage. And then last but not least, 1 Elemental Hero, Great Tornado. He is in case you run into like a Harpy matchup or something. But yeah, that rounds out the Elemental Hero deck profile for you guys. As always, thanks for watching, and we now have a Twitter account, so you can follow us there. We'll be posting different pictures as we do openings, random tweets, and so be it. But please check us out there. As always, like and subscribe for more. Team D+ Gaming signing out.